All right, ladies and gentlemen, let me welcome you to Afternoon with the Arsenal. I'm going to introduce all my folks that's up here right now. You got myself, Nabi Exodus, a.k.a. Tony Stark, a.k.a. Mini Hulk, a.k.a. Fuck You, Pay Me, a.k.a. Fucking Hennessy. Hell yeah, that's how the fuck I walk in. Hell yeah, that's how the fuck I do this. Okay, let's go. Next up, we got Trev, a.k.a. Thor. You know what I'm saying? Don't dare strike the son of Odin.
Nah, none of that. None of that. Minty Crow up in this bitch, too. Birdman, son, I'm out. Kind of.
Next up, we got Outlaw Rave.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Don't forget to check out my YouTube channel, Outlaw Rave on YouTube.
Next up, we got Soul.
Hey, what's going on, people? How's it going, internet? My name is Soul, a.k.a. Malcolm Campbell. Check out my YouTube channel, Malcolm on Set. Enjoy some skits and acting shizzle, and enjoy what we do for you here today. So like, subscribe, love that social media jazz. Get on it while you got the chance.
All right. Next up, we got True Wendigo, a.k.a. Captain America.
Yeah, you just gave away both the names, so I don't need to actually introduce myself. But, yeah, real name might be something like Ernest. Kind of lame, but whatever. We'll get through it.
And don't mind the Puerto Rican dude walking around in the background back there.
Exactly.
He's just a bouncer. You know what I'm saying? Anybody gets out of line, he's going to snatch somebody up in the conversation. All right. Next up, we got Chris, a.k.a. Mammoth.
Really? We're still doing that?
Still doing that.
Okay.
Oh, my.
Yo, it's your Chris, Mr. Last Mammoth, as they like to call me. Only Nabi, though. Sup? Welcome. Enjoy.
All right. Today's topic is going to be fighting games. So we're just going to have some discussion about fighting games. You guys can see how we talk about games and comment, like, share, whatever if you like the video. All right. First off, to start the topic is going to be Outlaw Rave. Let's go.
All right. So one of the things we talked about before was fighting games then and now. And I think, like, now, fighting games are all about tactics and skill levels and all this thing. For, like, a casual, old-school gamer, you used to be able to just pick up a fighting game, just play, and you'd have a chance of winning. You could just use, basic moves. But today, that shit just don't work if you're playing with anybody that's taking it seriously.
Red Solo Cup.
I'm definitely going to say that's negative. This new gaming is definitely easy because we have the media to, like, definitely just tell you frames, data, all of that. Old school fighting games, you had none of that. You got in there, you got your ass beat, you learned muscle memory. That's how you play. And the new generation is spoiled, my opinion, because you can go in, see something cool, and then just follow that. And next thing you know, that shit's working. So that's true.
But that's how so many people get better. I mean, you copy, you imitate, you learn from that, and then it becomes muscle memory now.
Yeah, but see, at the same time, though, you like lose the passion of playing the game. It gets boring because after you don't watch someone else doing it instead of finding it out yourself. Unless you just, like, really, you got to be, like, straight up digging into it like that. But other than that, I mean, for instance, Street Fighter 4, I didn't get into that game only until, like, y'all started beating my ass. And then I was like, this ain't about to happen. So I watched YouTube all day, copy the same stuff I saw, and then I came back, and then that was it. But on Third Strike, I had to play Oro from start, got my ass beat back and forth. And, like, that reputation just, like, built up from that. I didn't watch anything on YouTube. So that's my opinion on it, though.
I mean, go ahead, Chris.
So do you feel like these Let's Plays, these how-tos, people like Maximilian, Butex, and all them, are they doing a disservice to the community, or are they helping us?
No, I won't say they're not doing a disservice, but it just also shows how easy it is in terms of from now. Because he said it was, like, way more technical. It is, but at the same time, it's, like, way easy. It's like someone else is doing it for you, you just watch it.
But that's if you want to study the game. Like back in the day, we didn't study video games. We just played them. We just had fun with it. You know, you just go ahead and sit in the arcade all day if you wanted to get better, or you chill at a friend's house. You just keep playing through, trying new things. You didn't sit there and have to, like, you know, study it like it's a manual or like it's a test or like it's a subject at school. You just played. You just enjoyed it. And, you know, you win, you lose, but, you know, you just keep learning and you keep enjoying it instead of having to make it into a job.
Yeah, well, yeah. Because, I mean, yeah. I ain't got nothing to say on that. That's true.
Ernest?
See, I don't actually think it's changed much because most games have, I mean, the basics haven't changed. Right? Last, probably.
You're breaking up, man. You're breaking up.
I'm breaking up.
No, you're fine right now.
I'm gonna say the basics haven't seemed to actually change. I think then we were probably more focused on you know, just the entertainment value of just playing, not competitive. Because I think most of us now, I can't even think of a game that I own that isn't in some way, shape, or form um, some kind of back and forth between you and another individual, or some kind of competition-based game. I don't have anything that isn't competition based. And now, whereas before it was just fun, now it's all about, really it's all about winning. Right? You find your fun in winning, whereas the fun was just playing and learning the game. So I don't think it actually changed. I just think that, you know, our worldview have changed in such a way that now we just have a different focus.
Soul, you got anything to say?
I mean, I can definitely see what Trevor was talking about earlier. About people being, you're kind of spoon fed the information now. You can look at something like Killer Instincts that hasn't even come out yet, but we're already seeing how that game is going to be structured and some of the harder combos, finishers, and before it would be like I can use Guilty Gear back in the day. We would pick it up and then we would actually sit down with the thing for a few hours, and it would be like, try this work, this didn't work. There wasn't anyone really telling us. It was kind of us just fumbling around, figuring out what went and did. And there was kind of in that because it was like a thrill of discovery. Instead of now, I can just go on YouTube and, you know, I can find out who the top tier character is and, you know, who's bad matchup against this person. This kind of chess game where, all right, well, if you pick A, I pick B because that's better matchup. B, you know, just the characters that you like. And that's what I hope kind of with Street Fighter. That balancing really does happen. Kind of makes all the characters equal. Just one of the past tournaments we watched, Mochi was fighting, and I think everyone started out watching. Know about him. They started watching as Cody play, but now he doesn't even play that game. So, and he, you know, do a show, and yeah, you know, last time not really a good one, but you know, just to be able to compete. So now it's not even about big characters that you like, it's characters that are
that is going to be exactly.
Jumping on something you said right there, do tiers actually matter? To
an extent, depending on if you're playing for fun or if you're playing for like money. Like local tournament player Tom, he told us that if you're gonna play a game, you play tournament players. You play tier players. You don't pick some B ranked character and then expect to win game. Now, however, truthfully, in my opinion, like, because I play low tier characters, but that's also because I enjoy the game. I'm not. At the same time, I'm still a tournament player, but I'm not going to let anyone else rob me from what I want to play or who I want to play. I'm going to just play what I want to because it's fun. And that's the mentality I think that was taken out of the fighting arena itself. People used to pick up characters because they liked them. Now it's like, oh, man, I want to make money. I need to play this dude. Otherwise, I'm not making anything. So,
and see, that's kind of like a little what I was getting at is gaming in general, but particularly fighting gaming, has become not only competitive, and that's fine. It was always competitive, but now it's like a job or a chore because people are like, you know, thinking about, well, how do I I'm gonna do what makes money instead. I'm gonna do what I enjoy. Which the whole point of a game was the experience. It was like Soul said, you had that part of the game that was discovery. It was like, okay, you got the experience, but then you also got that discovery and that excitement of, oh, I can really do this, or oh, this works together, or oh, I just discovered a combo, not oh, I just copied Johnny's combo. Oh, I just got the combo off the YouTube channel. No, it's like I just discovered this new thing. It was personal. And then when you could beat your friend with your favorite character versus their favorite character, it really became you versus them because you are your character. You pick the character that's that's you, or that represents you, or what you think, or how you feel, or just what you think is cool. And then you're putting that on the line and saying it's like, okay, my ideas versus your ideas, let's go. And okay, when you came out on top, it was that much sweeter because it's like, it wasn't just, oh, I beat this game. It's just like, oh man, I just conquered you. I just rose to the challenge.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Gone in the face of making money now.
I'm going to say, to me, it all falls back to where you had to earn characters, like characters weren't something that you just bought off of fucking Xbox Live. Like you had to, certain characters you had to finish, 10 people with perfects, finish them with a super move or an ultra move or the hyper move or whatever the heck the, special thing was. But you had to put in some work to get those characters.
Unlocking characters.
You had to put in some work to unlock those characters. So if you were that guy, people came over to your house and you had all the characters for the game, you were the shit. Because nobody else,
knew that dude was
you're like, oh man, he knows how to play with everybody, at least well enough to beat the game with him. Like, oh, that's crazy,
now
he's got so-and-so unlocked.
You can throw money at it.
Nowadays, it's like, oh, I want to play so-and-so, I'll just buy that. I'll just buy him. I'll just buy this character. And most of the unlockable characters, that you're paying for are the ones that are, ridiculously high tier anyways. So now you got to keep paying, to buy these high tier characters because you want to be able to fight against the people that play those high tier characters, versus where you used to have to work and earn and learn the basic mechanics of the game to be able to unlock those characters. You built a kind of like a respect for the game because you had to learn each character well enough to be able to beat the game on a certain difficulty, which was usually, normal, or some games you had to beat it on hard, to unlock some of those characters. You couldn't just sit there and do a Marvel vs. Capcom 3 and put it on simple mode and just mash buttons and get combos. You just X, 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 and you doing all the craziest combos on the world. Like that. That's the downfall of gaming. When they started with Marvel, Capcom versus SNK 2, and you had the friggin' easy mode where you just throw some buttons together and you start doing crazy combos. That's the downfall of video games. Downfall of fighting games, I mean.
Yeah, but I'm gonna try to place some blame where I think it belongs. Because truthfully, I think that all of this really came about due to the developers. When they make, for example, some Street Fighter 4, and they don't do proper game testing before they ship the game out, they are normally they create similar characters. Let's use Hidden Ryu, for example. Everyone knows the Street Fighter 4 that there's always the saying: if you go with Ken, why don't you play Ryu? If you play Ryu, why don't you play Akuma? From the jump, they create these characters in such a way where we can have by looking at the game, we can have the same exact moves, but start up with frame data might be different, frames of invincibility or priority, things like that. They put these into the games. They put these into the games from jump, day one, and it almost forces people in some ways to play characters just for sake. I can remember when I first started playing Street Fighter 4, they used to play Taco because we put favorite character in the game. I still play to this day. Well, online, I used to get picked by losing, so I was up against the guy.
You won match.
And then I go red same individuals that just beat me, so I had the satisfaction of beating them. But I'd still be pissed off and unsatisfied because I couldn't do it with my favorite character. Yeah. They created that app.
That tier.
Which is why there's a crazy amount of
Well,
I
hopefully
don't
they'll
know.
get it right on Ultra.
All right, look at it this way. We're going to take this generally in a wide range. This isn't just fighting games now.
Mm.
When you speak about updates, game developers now have this free pass. They don't actually have to complete the game now. Before, you remember back in the day, original Street Fighter 2, once you got that game, you got that game. You had to deal with what was wrong with it, what was broken, what came with it. You wanted an update, you had to buy the next version. You had to buy Super Street Fighter, then you had to buy Super Street Fighter Turbo, then you had to buy Super Street Fighter Turbo 2 Championship Edition. But the problem therein became also on us. We, the consumers, we complained about it. We complained to these fighting game companies, it's taking you 3-4 years to crank out a new game. You're, taking forever to crank out the next version of Street Fighter, the next version of this. And when they saw that point, like, but we can't update to balance to have these fighters, everybody be balanced at the same time. Now we're at that point where they don't have to. They can just get a game in a point where it's working, it's alright, it's kind of balanced, it works and everything. One character might be, a little broken. As long as somebody doesn't discover it before we can get this patch out, it's alright. So you're going to keep seeing these updates, and you're going to keep seeing these where developers say, we can just update it online. And somebody pointed out the fact that now you can just pay to unlock it. That's a byproduct of that update, of us complaining about it not coming out fast enough. The product also results in developers saying, hey, hold on one second. What if we have people pay to unlock? What if we, hit them up for a little extra time? You don't want to spend the time to unlock this character? $5, everybody's yours. Do what you want. Remember, they didn't do that at first. With a new fighting game that stuck to some of the old roots, Blaze Blue, you wanted to unlock the characters, you had to bust your ass to do it. It didn't come until maybe like a year later, months later, with the original Blaze Blue that they said, all right, not everybody's unlocked everybody, and they're getting kind of upset. $5, you'll have all the EX characters, all the characters unlocked once.
See,
we bought it.
But what's crazy though, like that in that aspect is like, do you honestly think that the people that are doing that then should actually be playing these games then? Because like, in a sense, yeah, it's convenient for the people, but like if you ain't gonna really put in the work to like show that you want to play this game, like you buy a game and then you beat it half-assed and then you're like, damn, I can't unlock these characters because I suck. That's not my problem or the developer's problem. That's yours. You need to fix your game.
Exactly. Exactly.
As somebody who works in the industry, I gotta say this. If they want to buy the game, please keep lining my pocket. Keep buying the game. Keep spending money. Keep throwing money at it. It's fine. We don't care. Keep throwing. Keep doing it. But I feel you on that. These players who sit there and they play these fighting games, they think they're amazing everything, and then go to a tournament and get their ass whooped.
See,
I think
that's
on you.
And that's what I'm saying.
I agree
because
with you, Chris.
like you go back, and like Trev was saying, you don't deserve to play that fucking game. If you can't go through and get those characters, you don't deserve to play it. Because I remember sitting there playing Tekken 1, Tekken 2, and to get all these unlocked characters, guess what? I had to beat the final boss with almost every character on the game, depending on who it was I was trying to unlock. And some of those are your favorite characters, or some of those are characters you don't even use, but you just wanted to beat the game with everybody, so you could have everybody's ending, so you could have all the unlocked characters. So if somebody came over to your house and says, "Hey, I want to play with friggin' Alex," you can say, "Oh, I got Alex," But if somebody comes over, "Oh, I only play with Alex," and you don't have Alex, now you look stupid. You're like, "What? You don't have Alex unlocked? How long have you had this game?" Like, damn, you must be garbage on this game. It's like pride and respect, like when you had all the characters, versus I just dumped $5.
I think a decent compromise, because Chris makes a good point. Like, it is still a business, and I get that. But here's what I would want to see. I'd want to see that if you bought a character versus unlocking a character, that maybe they have a different, always like something different about them, like a default color palette or something like that, or an aura that says that everyone who's playing knows, hey,
You get a pink
you throw
aura.
money at the game.
They're like super
Too weak to unlock the
super
character.
noob,
Yeah,
plus
the card
all
he
that.
unlocks, your character's shiny, or something like that.
Yeah. You know, a game that I think that the community itself actually doesn't give as much respect as it should get is Skullgirls.
Yo, I love Skullgirls.
Because the game is really good, is really balanced.
And he disappeared.
Who did we lose? Oh, shit, really?
Put some hot
just
sauce on my
kicking
burrito,
on.
baby.
Well, while we're waiting for him to get back, speaking of fighting games, we got Killer Instinct coming out, and everything, like we spoke about that, everything that's been leaked about that, it's gonna be kind of I'm hoping there's some depth. I'm hoping that we have a little depth in there, but as of late, these games are getting kind of simplistic. You got a lot of auto combos in there, something where you can just mash to win. And
Yes. Oh my gosh.
I'm hoping that changes because I don't think it's going to change with Killer Instinct. In all honesty, everything I've seen, because I've watched Maximilian's channel like a hawk, and I don't think it's going to change. But with the new Guilty Gear Xrd, I'm hoping it goes back to the roots of Guilty Gear, where everybody was angry, like, I want to unlock Judgment. All right, you can unlock Judgment. It's going to take you a while because you got to beat the game on ridiculous. With this character, you can't lose the first round. In the second round, you got to get him with an instant kill. Good luck.
Yeah, Chris, since you brought, I think simplicity actually. I think because that Bobby was kind of talking about that a little bit earlier. A little bit more because it just made me think about something.
Your voice to me is a little off, man. Check your headset real quick.
You can't hear me? Can you hear me?
Yeah, you can.
Yeah, that's better now.
Oh, okay. So what I was saying was that like, for example, I don't play Marvel's Capcom 3 anywhere near as much as I play Marvel's Capcom 2. And one of the things that I thought that was really annoying was that the four buttons are the same for everybody, right? You got a light, you got a big, you got a heavy, you got a launcher. Mm-hmm. And every single character can do the very same combo where you press all four of those buttons and you jump, and you can press all four of those buttons again, and you get a basic combo, right? And in Marvel vs. Capcom 2, for example, if you wanted to do an air combo with a specific character, you had to know that character's individual launcher. It could be forward and heavy, it could be down and heavy, it could be, any combination of different buttons in order to cause a launch, for example. Oversimplified it by making the button sets almost the exact same for everyone. So just to do some of the more higher tier combos in that game doesn't really take much work. I just haven't found much interest in it simply because of that.
Yeah, that's true. We'll see. We will see how the future goes. We've got a new Guilty Gear coming sometime. I'm going to say 2015. How Japan gets with their games.
My fault.
We're still waiting to see if we're ever going to see Tekken cross Street Fighter. Hopefully they learn the damn lesson. What else we got coming out? We got Ultra next year, which everybody's still up in arms saying, are we going to see it at EVO or are we not?
We won't.
We're going to see. No, it's going to be the main title. They're going to switch it from...
Yeah, they're going to definitely have it up.
It's going to be Ultra. It's going to be Ultra. NetherRealm, I don't care what you say about Mortal Kombat Injustice. We're going to see either Injustice 2 or Mortal Kombat 10, or probably both if they like money.
Injustice, honestly, is not a bad game.
Yeah, it's not a bad game. It's just...
It's like Piccolo. Not a bad game. Not a bad game.
We're not going to see another Dragon Ball Z game. Well, actually, I take that back. There's one coming out in January, but that's never going to be competitive.
Yeah, it won't be.
But where did the competition arise from? When you see all these games are coming out and you think about the evil landscape, where did this competition initiate? Why did we start, feel like we need to have tournaments to see who's the best. And then
started back in the arcade.
Where did the money start coming into this? I know personally, I could tell where the money came from because some of y'all were there and y'all witnessed what one of our boys Eric did. Because we went to a convention, and this is how I feel like the money started. We went to a convention, and we were playing a fighting game in the game room, and we were just practicing for a little friendly tournament that was happening later on. Unfortunately, for some fool, he was talking trash to Eric, who was just practicing, wasn't even doing it seriously. And he sat there, he was like, I beat you, you know, I'm in your mind, I got you down pat and everything. And Eric blew up. Eric, if you know you people who are watching this know Eric is this calm, gentle white boy. He is laid back, relaxed. Nothing really phases him. He is the epitome of don't give a fuck. He is the epitome of don't give a fuck. But unfortunately, this kid lit a fire in him by talking so much trash. Eric jumped out his seat, pulled out his wallet, put 20 down, slammed it on the table, and said, put $20 down so I can beat your ass. I have never seen someone so shook before in my life. That little boy ran off. But that I saw something in there where another person said, all right, I'll fight you for the 20. And that's where I feel like it came from. I feel like our pride became so great about who became better than who in a fighting game that this is where it evolved from. Am I right? Am I wrong? Is this where it happened?
What you're getting at is actually the origin of Street Fighter is where this all came from. It's the origin of Street Fighter. Street Fighter is where really the competitive fighting game, I mean, you can Mortal Kombat all you want, blah, blah, blah. You can, like, you know, Fatal Fury, but Street Fighter is where competitive, as far as I'm concerned, competitive fighting games started back in the early 90s with the original Street Fighter, and the story of Street Fighter was what? It was people circling the entire world, taking on each other, you know, for their own reasons, in a friendly competitive fashion to see who was the greatest fighter, in the world. Like, can I meet the challenge? Can I defeat a new opponent? What do you have that I don't? And we wanted to feel that experience. We got so into that story that we made it reality. And that's where the competitive fighting genre really took off. It started with Street Fighter, and I think it's because of the story of Street Fighter. It wasn't a tournament to the death on some supernatural island. It was a story that was taking place supposedly in our world with people who just wanted to say, I want to be the best. I want to know what's out there.
You know what? I'll kind of agree with that. I'll kind of agree with that for the most part,
100%.
because
too.
Street Fighter is regardless of what anybody says, Street Fighter. Well, I'll say Street Fighter 2 was kind of the basis for all other fighting games. You know, not many people know about the original Street Fighter, but Street Fighter 2 is kind of the basis for everything. But I know this. I put money on anybody that wants to come see me on Rival Schools or Rival Schools Project Justice. That's a challenge to all y'all. That's a challenge to all y'all on the internet. That's a challenge to all y'all on YouTube, whatever. If you want to come see me on Rival Schools or Rival Schools Project Justice.
Unless we can block that soccer goalie. Nobody's playing you. Because every damn time we turn around, Roberto, thank you. Every time we turn around, all we saw was hands to the face, dive. Hands to the face, dive. No, fuck you. I remember that shit.
So Bobby actually brought up something interesting, and that actually makes me think about something that I read recently about someone talking about having fighting games in the Olympics.
Hey, your voice is jacked up again right now, man.
Man, we can't have no video games in the Olympics.
I wish.
Fat people start playing.
So they were describing how, you know, people, they hold like games like chess up to a really high standard and things like that. And they were describing a lot of the similarities between the chess game and a lot of your modern fighters, with the exception that you're adding a lot more physicality, in terms of being able to execute certain moves. So I mean, in a lot of ways, For the fighting game player, that's their martial art.
I'm gonna need you to move closer to your Wi-Fi because right now you're a little break. Like I can hear you,
But
but it's kind of like different, like kind of off or whatever. So move a
I
little
got what he
closer.
said. I got what he was saying.
Yeah, I
The
can
thing
hear
about
it,
it
but
is,
I just want everybody else to be able to hear it when they go back and watch this.
the thing about it is, we have that. We have that, Ernest. We have our Olympics. We don't have one unified Olympics, but we have our tournament.
Evo?
We have Evo.
Yeah,
we
we
got
have Evo.
DreamHack. We have the Dota Championship. We got League
COD
Championship.
World Tournament.
We have Shooter Championships. We have all of these. I mean, MLG right now is, I believe, is attempting to unify that. They're not doing very well, but they are attempting to unify that. So we have our Olympics, but I get what you're saying. When are we going to have one unified thing where it's on one world stage?
Yeah, that's insane.
And where it's like accepted by regular people as something truly like, competitive and noteworthy.
I'm just saying, the world stage is on Hajime no Ippo. Go see it.
Yeah.
The fighting game, with the martial arts, for example, there's going to come a time for everyone wants to go ahead and show off those things. So that's why it's hard of the industry because
You know,
Yeah, I can't hear you at all. You should
Yeah,
probably
you're-
switch to your phone.
yeah, whatever
Here's
you're
the
using
thing.
is kind of garbage right now. It's not working too
He's
well at
probably
all.
using his phone. He actually probably is using his phone for the hangout.
It might be the headset. You might just
Yeah, I
need to
think
just
it's the
talk to your
headset
phone.
that's
Man.
actually breaking them up.
Maybe you should use your Bluetooth headset.
As we progress, can we maintain at this pace? Are we actually going to be able to keep having these huge tournaments, keep having these crazy payouts, keep letting some players legitimately have turned this from just a passion, a pastime, into a legitimate career. But the question is,
For how long?
can we maintain
Yeah,
it?
how long?
Can we maintain it? Or how, if we can't maintain it, how long before it stops? And this is my opinion. It's never going to stop. I don't think it's going to stop, but it's going to change.
There's too much
How
money
long
in it.
before how long before it evolves into something new? How long before we have to say, all right, here's where it is, time to adjust again, this is where it's going?
I see it going on, and that's simply because, one, the companies are getting too much money from it. Two, all of us that want to remain competitive in the game, we're all those of us that grew up on original Street Fighter, Street Fighter 2, all those, we're late 20s, early 30s, most of us. And, if we're still playing now, we're going to keep playing it, and we're going to keep wanting to be competitive, so we're going to keep getting that next game or that next update that we're going to have to pay for. And we're going to complain and bitch and moan about it, but at the end of the day, we're going to pay for it because we want to be able to play and have all those characters, just like we wanted all those characters when we used to have to work for them instead of paying. I mean, that's just how it's going to be.
So, how do we move forward? How do we change this? How do we progress?
Well, shoot, I don't know.
I think that the answer is partly going to be when we actually start influencing the outcome. And I think that's coming because I think the evolution you're talking about, Chris, is the fact that more people are making things now than ever before. I mean, look at Mugen. I mean, you've got people actually who are the fans of these things breaking into the industry because they're in their, mid-20s, early 30s, and they're breaking into the industry and influencing things. You got people who are starting things from the ground up with Kickstarter and doing these things, and some of these games are going to take off and get popular. Some of them will get bought out. Some of them will stay independent and will grow around the community, and the community will influence it more.
Speaking of Mugen, come see my Geese Howard's Tombstone. Any of y'all, that's another challenge. Geese Howard's Tombstone, Mugen.
Yeah, I mean, how long before we see, probably in the next 10 years, we'll see mainstream games letting you actually build out characters? We got a little bit of that already with Soul Calibur, didn't we? So I think that's where it's going. It's going to be that you're going to be able to earn through your fighting games the ability to create your own awesome character, to inherit moves, to be able to do this stuff to where you can actually either buy, build, or earn, you know, the ultimate fighter that really represents you, so that we can actually have that real Street Fighter story.
Okay, speaking of that, I don't think we'll be able to do it this generation, maybe next generation. To that point where you say creating your own fighter. We still have too many technicalities, and personally, like our internet, our speed internet, our hard drives and everything, all of that's not there yet. All of that computer processing power just isn't there yet. Playing that horrible, horrible game. You got to be on Ritalin to play that damn game or something.
Well.
It's not horrible, Chris. You just don't respect Hulk.
Fuck you.
Who's stronger than Hulk?
Me.
I am when I'm drunk.
The alcohol is. She is.
Well, subconsciously anyway, but I'm not going to go face to face with him. I'm not going to lie.
I don't know. It's just, as fighting games evolve, we're going to keep seeing a change. We're going to keep seeing a switch. This is going to keep being a discussion as it grows. What's next? Who's going to be the leader? Who's going to help make a change? What is our next real big update? How do we move forward? That's going to be the next conversation about this. How is this going to progress forward? And that's not going to happen for a few years. That's not going to happen until we see the next Street Fighter. I'm not talking about Ultra Street Fighter. I'm talking about Street Fighter 5. I'm talking about the next fighting game. I'm going to stick on this. Marvel's going to make a fighting game. Marvel is going to make a strictly Marvel fighting game. It's going to be with Capcom because that's the only place that makes sense, even though Capcom is losing their mind a little bit. And then that's going to be the point again, just going back to that, the updates. How many updates of that are we going to see? Are we going to see like Marvel, Ultra Marvel 2 Championship Edition, Ultra Marvel 2 Hyper Edition, Ultra Marvel 2 Ritalin Edition? How many updates do we allow for this? How many times do we say keep updating it?
And that's gonna be based off of the users. I mean, if we all the users got together, like, look, Capcom, we're gonna quit buying all your 8,000 patches, all these things you keep making us pay for. I mean, if we quit going for that, then, you know what I'm saying, at some point when we stop them from getting a profit off of all these things, then sure, they'll stop making us pay for all these updates that when they should be giving it to us anyways, when they fix their broken ass game that they gave us in the first place. But until we stop supporting it to that point, they're just gonna keep doing it. I mean, we'll see, you know, Super Street Fighter 4 Ultimate, you know, Super Mega Duper Hyper Ultra Championship Omega Alpha Galvatron Edition. You know, they're gonna keep looking at shit until we stop.
Ultra Mega Evolve.
I don't think we can vote with our wallets until somebody makes an alternative that's either free or affordable for everybody. I don't think we can vote with our wallet until then, because we are still competitive. We're still going to pay to play. We're doing it now. I mean, we could have stopped a long time ago, and we haven't.
The problem is the free alternative gets you banned on Xbox Live. You can't play the free alternative against anybody except somebody that's there sitting on your local system. Because as soon as you connect that online, they're going to bust you, and now you can't play your freaking system online.
I don't think he was talking about bootleg. I think he meant like free to play. There's free to play fighting games out there. They're not good, but they're free to play.
I'm about to free to play this mother. Never mind.
What if like Microsoft? What if Microsoft went a little bit about the route that Adobe went with Creative Cloud? What if they did? You pay for your Xbox Live subscription. What if they made their own base model fighting game with unlimited updates as long as you stay subscribed to Xbox Live? What if they did that with games in general, where Microsoft set out its flagship games came with the Xbox Live subscription, and that's how they grow their market share, get more people on the platform, and they say, hey, unlimited updates for these games. You pay one time for these games on top of your subscription. As long as you're an Xbox Live subscriber, free updates for life.
Oh, okay. They already do that. Those are called season passes. They do that. Our biggest culprit of that is right now Activision with Call of Duty. Once a year, you are kicking out. If you plan on staying in that game, and you're kicking out at least $120 a year. I'm including taxes on that because I'm saying that's $120. You're kicking out 60 plus tax for the game, 50 or whatever for the DLC for the year.
Yeah, but I'm saying, what if to grow Xbox Live, to grow Xbox Live, what if they just started actually saying, hey, it's part of the Xbox Live package. You don't have to do that every year as long as you're subscribed to Xbox Live. I think that would give it a competitive advantage. Or if the PlayStation Network did it, since PlayStation Network's free.
Ernest, what did you say?
I'd like to say, here comes a new challenger. We got Angel in here with us, too.
Not yet, we don't.
I mean, look at PS4. PS4 was a pay.
But you know what? Have a PS3, for example, doesn't get from the
Ernest.
developer.
Yeah, you sound like Mr. Roboto right now, man.
Speak through Angel's mic. Or Angel, actually, I think his mic's muted. Speak through Trevor's mic.
It's like, you hear me?
Look at PS4.
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Pay for play.
All right. But, man, what was I talking about?
Well, Angel said, Angel's right. PS4 did go pay to play.
I can't even hear Angel right
pay to
now.
play is for the simple reason that PS4 realized, not sorry, PS4, Sony realized their network was shit.
Shit, yeah.
Their network was pure shit.
So much
Yes,
so
they
couldn't
offered an
afford
attractive
security.
package by having it being free to do multiplayer, but that free package was kind of crappy. It's the old adage, you get what you pay for. You ain't paying shit, you get shit. That's why you had to go pay now.
Yeah,
That's still not.
Man, you're still breaking up, dude. I don't know what it is. You're still breaking up.
You really gotta step your hardware game up, man.
Man. Whatever.
You're fine.
The S10.
The only two words we've able to hear from him cleared like the whole time is man, whatever.
Brought to you by unupdated phone.
Why not to root your Android phone?
Hold on one second.
I don't have any upgrades.
Nah, he about to get the best phone out. That Note 3.
Oh.
Yeah.
Brought to you by
Yeah.
Samsung Galaxy Note 3. Please sponsor me.
Placement.
Oh, we're playing that game now and everything like that? Then it's gotta be about my Galaxy S3 with Game of Thrones freaking cover.
I don't think the cover accounts for any kind of sponsorship, but thank you.
I'll be sponsored by House Lannister, so fuck you.
Brought to you by any kind of alcohol that everybody in the group is drinking right now. Bud Light Platinum. When you feel like you're in the platinum mood, drink a Bud Light Platinum. Because you'll get
I'm gonna let
there
Ernest get his
eventually.
out. Go ahead.
What?
What were you gonna say?
Oh, my point. Okay. Yeah, my point was that the service that you have, whether Xbox Live or the PlayStation Network, is not going to in any way, shape, or form, like, determine the updates that are going to come out for a game. We're talking about fighting games. So we know one thing is that they always have a deadline. We know that almost every one of those games that ever come out seem to be not completed. And you know that somewhere down the line, they're going to want to release package number 2, 3, 4, and 5 and make you pay for them somewhere along the way.
Yep.
That just seems to be the nature of the beast right now. But this,
Hold on, back up for a second, Ernest. I want your opinion on this. They are going to make you keep buying these updates. Do you feel like Capcom is actually doing the right thing? Because Capcom, unlike most people, would hit you over the head year after year like, Remember back in the day, they were like, hey, Blaze Blue. Now we have Blaze Blue X2. Bam! Blaze Blue X2X. Bam! Hit you again. You had to keep buying the whole disc over. Now Capcom's saying, hey, we got Ultra Street Fighter 4. Hey, but wait. There's an option. You can buy the disc if you want to buy the whole disc. But if you already got Super Street Fighter 4, all you need to do is buy the download. Is this the right way for us to go? If we're going to have to keep doing this, is Capcom doing it correctly, do you think? Or do we as consumers need to push back even more?
I don't know. I actually tell you the truth. I think that's a much better option, at least currently of the two evils. I'd rather have that rather than Guilty Gear X, Guilty Gear XX slash, Guilty Gear XX slash Accent Core, Guilty Gear XX slash Accent Core plus R.
Have to be that
You made a
many?
good point, Chris, but I kind of want to expand on that point as to why I think they're going that way. And just from the software side, my experience has been that the reason that someone like these game companies will do that is, think about it. Where's that money going that they're saving from? They can put that money back into development. They can give that money back into giving us faster updates, getting this rollouts faster, because you're not talking about shipping a new physical product. You're not talking about packaging it. You're not talking about any of those costs, inventory, dealing with your third-party vendors, your game stores and everything like that. It's, hey, directly download from network from, our software library, which we pay for the server anyway. They're cutting a huge amount of cost, and I think we see that back in how quickly we get the rollouts of those updates and additional content.
Okay.
So from that standpoint, I kind of would rather that than have to keep buying a physical product over and over and be inconvenienced by that and get it 2 years down the road if I can have it 8 months down the road and it's a little cheaper.
All right. So with that, here's what I'm gonna say. If that's the case, cool. But when it's some shit where I gotta pay fucking $10-15 for something that's already on the game disc that I buy online and the download is 108K, that's already on the disc. It's already been saved on there, and it's already on there. You know what I'm saying? I'm buying 108 just to unlock that freaking thing that's already on the disc.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous.
Okay, I'll give you that
that's
one.
dumb.
If I pay for the disc and all that shit's on the disc, that's mine. You don't get to charge me additional to unlock it. Sucker, that's mine.
I agree with that.
You
wholeheartedly.
You do not get to say, hey.
I mean, if I want to pay for it, fine. But if I want to put in the work, let me unlock it through gameplay.
Yeah, you're right. That would be there, but you don't get the option. Capcom is learning that lesson. You do not get the option to say, I'm going to charge.
But, make it challenging enough to where I can't just look up somebody's YouTube channel and figure out how to do that. Make it like...
No,
that's not going to happen.
That has nothing to do with publishers.
Put the replay value back in the games, though. I mean,
that has nothing to do with publishers. That unfortunately has nothing to do with them. That's us. That is nothing we can blame on them. That has become us. That has become our culture.
I got you, but remember, back in the day, we still had Game Informer, we still had Nintendo Power Magazine, and
but we didn't have broadband internet. We didn't have YouTube. We didn't have people who wanted to have their face put on there. We didn't have that. Back in the day, all we had was your Nintendo Powers, your Game Pros that told you this is how it's supposed to work. You didn't get a video where you had some sucker saying this is how it works. This is what you need to do. This is how you input it. We had rudimentary commands, rudimentary instructions on how to figure it out that told you how to make it work. You didn't have a way to emulate that. You didn't have a way to say, I'm going to do it exactly like them. No, you had to learn that combo. You had to learn that magic trick yourself.
Hey, Chris.
Yes.
All right, so I want to segue into something because all this talk about DLC and stuff has me thinking about something. Like I know, for example, there's a couple games that have been talking about doing this as part of their business model for the game. It's like I think Dead or Alive Ultimate, for example, is going to do it, where the game is going to be free.
Yep.
And they give you maybe a character or two, and then you pay for the rest of them if you want to have them.
Yep.
Nobody cares about Dead or Alive. I just want to put that out there.
Yeah, but I think other games are going to do that.
Killer Instinct is sort of doing that.
Are they doing that?
Dead or Alive is doing that. Fuck you, Navi. People play Dead or Alive, so you can go to hell.
The only character you need on Killer Instinct is Chief Thunder, though. That's it. You need no other characters.
Oh.
Okay. Orchid's coming for you.
I need to go back.
You know this. And Tekken is doing that right now on PlayStation.
While I'm at it, so you there?
He's there. He's just looking at you.
Oh, I can't hear him.
Say it with your chest.
Anyway, I was gonna say Dead Space. So we had a game. We went out and bought it. We went out and played this game. We beat this game, and then not even a couple weeks of the game released, you had an epilogue DLC to finish the game that you had to pay for. What? So you mean to tell me they couldn't have waited one more month to release the game?
Nope.
They released it, and then not even a couple weeks later. All right. And I know this is getting off the topic of fighting games, but I'm going to use Battlefield 4. Okay, Battlefield. We picked up Battlefield, and everybody and their mama started having crashing issues. Crash after crash after crash, freezing, and all that crap. Finding all the glitches, finding all the screw-ups and issues, and then now we've got a DLC pack coming out. So how about we fix the freaking game first? So I don't know, maybe so I can actually play the game for over an hour without it crashing on me before you release a DLC pack.
You gotta think about
that I'm supposed to have to pay for. So you're gonna want me to pay for an expansion pack for a game that doesn't even work correctly.
That's on the business people more than the developers. They're being, they're handing down that.
It's okay. The reason why you're end up never seeing that actually happen anymore is because, again, we have seriously pushed so hard. I mostly think it's American people. Most American people have sat there and come to this thing. We want it now. We don't want to wait 2, 3, 4, 5 years. Remember, back in the day when E3 rolled around, E3 '94, you would see a game. You ain't playing that game until E3 '98, at least. The problem is, we want it now. If it went back to the back in the day where, the developers had the time to officially work on a game and knock it out and, get it done one and done, yeah, it'd be fine. But we want things so fast nowadays. We want it in our hands so rapidly. We aren't going to see that anymore. And because of, again, this is us as consumers have done this, publishers and developers sitting there saying, hey, they're going to pay. They're willing to pay for it. Originally, I'm pretty sure this was just an experiment. Let's say when Xbox Live first kicked off, this was just an experiment to see. Let's see if we can charge them for some more DLC. Let's see what's going to happen. And originally, they started off charging dirt cheap. It wasn't that expensive to get an additional map pack or anything. It was like $2-3. Now we have set the bar where we're allowing them to say, charge us whatever you feel to get this additional content.
Enough of us
we know.
And pay for it.
We know this. We know the server's down, but we're all willing to jump on Battlefield 4 right here and now. Let's do Battlefield 4 and get this over with. And the servers aren't working. Okay, it's fine. Whatever. We'll suck it up until the servers are working.
Yeah, so what I'm saying is, I think that's going to kill things like reserves and stuff later on down the line, because more and more people, if you look at the forums right now, I can't imagine being at a midnight drop, having all the fun and fanfare that goes along with that, and then you go ahead, get it home, and you realize you got a lemon, and once you open that case, you're not returning it for its full value. You're out of luck. They got their money out of you.
Which is where the rise of independent game developers will become resurgent.
Nope, it's not. I'm gonna stay on this tangent, then I'll bring us back. What's gonna kill pre-orders isn't the fact that it's a crappy game, it's a crappy launch or anything. What's killing pre-orders is places that I love near and dear to my heart, like Amazon, where y'all bought that game at like $60 2 weeks ago. All I gotta do is sit back, kick my feet up, and wait. Hey, Amazon has it on sale, $30. I ain't gotta pick it up. I could just wait. But bringing it back to fighting games, fighting games have that same issue, especially now that we have a lot of online components. Now that we have these online warriors getting out there fighting, you know, when are our fighting game developers? When are these developers going to learn their lesson and actually have their servers up and running? Because I remember when Street Fighter 4, vanilla Street Fighter 4 first came out, and I turned on the fact that anybody could challenge me online while I was playing story mode, and I would play, and I'm going in battle, and somebody challenged me, and I'm playing with Ryu. The most horrible match in the world. I'm getting stuttering, I'm getting freezing, watching them stop as they're about to throw a punch, and I'm thinking, am I blocking? I think I'm blocking. I'm pretty sure I'm blocking. Now, just in case, I'm going to hold back extra hard. So you have that like 30, 45 seconds where you can literally think about it before you do anything. And that still happens to this day with a lot of networks. Look at King of Fighters. God, the network is horrible. I haven't checked the Steam version out, but when I played it on console, playing it on console versus playing it in person is like radically two different beasts.
It's gotten a little bit better.
Like,
KOF's gotten a little bit better.
All right, okay. If KOF's gotten better, I'll check it out. But before, let's talk about the online warrior aspect of it. Before, it was horrible for you being an online warrior. You couldn't play anybody online. You had shitty network connection. How long before developers realize they need to work on that just as much as they need to work on their fighting game? They need to have that net code in place. And who's getting bodied?
Well, you got to think, a lot of them don't have dedicated servers, right? Just like you would think like a game like a Black Ops 2 would have it, they didn't have dedicated servers. They always use the Xbox as the host. So a lot of these fighting games, I guess to save cost, one of the machines becomes the host. And if your player, and you're in North Carolina and your other dude's out in California, you might be out of luck.
And that comes back to a business decision on the cost model. It's the money I hate to say it, but the money and the demand and the free market economy is ruining gaming. Up to a point.
Internet's ruined gaming. Internet. Slow-ass internet.
You think
Roadrunner fix your shit.
They could still make a profit. Like, to go to E's point, they could make a profit. Even if they had to shell out for the dedicated servers, they could still make a profit. They just wouldn't make as much money. But they'd be delivering a superior experience, which is what we play games for in the first place. We play them to have a great experience, to have fun. And we're getting kind of shit experience because somebody decided they want a few extra bucks.
Okay. All right. We have reached a point. Hold on one second. I'm going to have to play this where I feel like we need to be.
And it goes, put some hot sauce on my burrito, baby.
The price of games hasn't really changed, right? The price of games has been about what it's been for the last almost 20-odd years. You pay 40, 50, 60 bucks for your game, and back in the day, we used to get a finished product. Now, like you guys said, we're getting these patchwork products, and you're having to pay for either the final product or for updates or upgrades or whatever. Additional content, unlockable characters. They have all these new revenue models. They have all these different ways to make money, but yet we're still not getting a finished game. How are they getting more money than ever from a larger audience than ever and still giving us a crappier experience than, comparatively to the games we had back in the day? The games we had back in the day still hold up on their own for what they were and for what was available at the time. But I'll still play any of y'all back in Street Fighter Alpha.
You won't play me in Street Fighter Alpha because you get that ass wax.
All right. Let's wrap this up, ladies and gentlemen.
And then I gotta have other things to work on.
Yes, we have work to do.
The internet probably the biggest was small community and trying to and that was your
You're kind of breaking up, so
a whole new world where I can play someone, that lives in Japan or Korea, and, if they're staying around with the game longer, so now you're encountering better level players, so now you want to be a better level player. So it's still that same culture and philosophy of I want to be the best. It's just now the community has expanded quite a bit. So now the community,
Like no one ever was.
yeah, it's the entire planet. So now you're competing against the world versus, just the guys in your neighborhood, just the guys in your school, just the guys at the tournaments that you go to. And if you're already doing the Evo tournaments or whatever back when that was going on, then your competition was up. So now, with the internet, what us is, world competition. And you can plug it, and that's probably why we can release a game early, even if it's not finished, because we know it has internet, so we know that there will be patches. So as long as we have patches, then you can come finish and throw that out there.
Yeah, I can't even hear what you're saying right now, man. You're breaking up pretty bad.
Can we hear me now?
Yeah.
I think it's because you're walking around, Soul.
No, it's because I'm getting weird text messages in between me trying to talk. Suddenly I became popular for 5 seconds. But I think people are going to no matter what. And that's probably what the nature of the business is. Very, very, it doesn't change at all.
We'll see. We'll see how this goes.
All right. Well, let's go ahead and bring this to closing comments. Chris, go ahead.
I mean, really, I just want to see what the future holds. We got a long way ahead of us. We got a new console launch. Let's see how these two consoles handle our fighting game community and see how we evolve from there.
So I'm getting the Xbox because it has Twitchy support.
Both have Twitchy support.
All right, Soul, go ahead. You're close.
Integrated.
Both.
No, I'm excited. Not only because as technology and it starts to integrate more things with 3D move, motion capture.
You're breaking up pretty bad. So yeah.
All right. Now, are we good now?
Yeah, that sounds a little better.
No. Anyway, I'm excited about.
Yeah, it's cut out again.
I'm excited. That's all we need. I'm excited. Yeah.
Okay. Soul's excited.
All right, the man's excited. That's what he said, ladies and gentlemen. Y'all can't hear him. Outlaw Rave, Bobby, go.
I'm excited about the future too. I think progress is great. We had some amazing advancements, but the thing is, I just don't want anyone to forget what made gaming, especially fighting gaming, great in the first place. The story and the experience, the nostalgia, discovery, all those things everybody here talked about, is a valid point, and I just don't want us to lose sight of that going forward.
All right, Captain America, Ernest, True Wendigo.
I guess in a way I won't be able to fulfill Bobby's wishes because I already left it because I only worry about winning typically now. But that aside, I'm really, really interested to see what's going to come out and with the next gen for fighting games more than anything else. But we only got one game that's announced right now, so it doesn't really leave too much to the imagination. But I can at least hope for maybe some, better business decisions down the line.
All right, you want to put Trev on real quick? Or
I think he's on the sticks.
He's on the sticks. You can hold it up. He can say some words or whatever real quick.
Hold on, I gotta walk it to him. Hold on.
He's
He's practicing what we're talking about.
He's living what we're talking.
Yo.
He is in it.
That's Trevor's closer.
That's legit closer.
All right, so I'll go ahead in real quick. So, with that, fighting games, the competition's always going to be there. It's always going to be you trying to be better than your friends, you trying to be better than everybody else. Anybody that holds some pride in a game is always going to think and try to be better than other folks. And that competition's going to always be there, and that's going to drive us to spend that money to buy those upgrades, DLC, and all that dumb crap that keeps coming out and that's rubbing all our pockets. But with that, check out everybody on Twitter or whatever else you want to check us out on YouTube. We got Soul. Check out Malcolm on Set. We got Bobby. Check out Outlaw Rave on YouTube. Check out Nabi Exodus on YouTube. That's my channel. You're obviously watching it on there anyways, so shouldn't have to tell you about it. Come see me on the sticks. If any of y'all want to get busy on some fighting games on the sticks on Xbox Live, that's Nabi Exodus. You go ahead and add me and get taxed. Ernest, True Wendigo, Mop and Glow, Bud Light Platinum. Any good moment deserves a platinum.
Oh, and don't forget to check out our website, www.animearsenal.com.
All right. There's also AFX Films. Check out AFX Films. Check that channel out as well. Like, share, comment, do whatever y'all want to do. With that, I guess I'll leave you guys with a statement or a closing of the day. That's if you have to love her one time, love her long time. That's it for Arsenal Afternoons.
Yeah. Deuces.